If there's one thing we commend Edgar Ramírez for, it's that all of his roles show us a different side of him. He could be a fashionable elf, a daredevil who pulls off heists, or a doting dad who would do anything for his kids. Believe it or not, before he became a Hollywood heartthrob, the star was a political journalist. And his history with politics still informs his work today, as there's a deeply tragic reason you'd never see this Venezuelan acting in a Narcos-type show. Edgar Ramírez Arellano is a Venezuelan actor born in San Cristobal. His mother, Sode Arellano, was an attorney, while his father, Filiberto Ramirez, was a military officer. Being the son of a soldier, Edgar and his family often traveled to different countries. As a result, he learned several languages, including English, German, Italian, French, and his mother tongue, Spanish.
And also I learned a lot of them at a very early age, so it's where your brain is so plastic.
Ramirez spent his impressionable years being immersed in different cultures and, from a young age, was interested in understanding people and the complexities that encompass us. The actor attended the Andrés Bello Catholic University in Caracas, where he studied journalism. Ramirez also studied politics and delved into the realm of anthropology. He eventually found his way into political journalism. You might be wondering, why is it important to know what he studied? From a young age, Edgar was interested in understanding the various cultures and social spheres in human society. What makes people so different but still able to relate to each other? The heartthrob also discovered his knack for acting in university, having participated in several student films. After graduating in 1999, Edgar worked as a journalist for the grassroots organization Dale al Voto, whose goal was to persuade young people in Venezuela to vote. At the time, the actor's motherland was undergoing political turmoil, and he was passionate about lending a hand. However, Edgar's help to the people in Venezuela greatly differed from what he imagined.
And it turns out to be a little bit different to that. So that's the adventure.
Ramirez was in his native Caracas in 2002 and 2003, during the infamous period when President Hugo Chavez was briefly ousted in a military coup, then reinstated, then subject to a national recall referendum. It was one of the most terrifying and otherworldly experiences ever to see my country falling apart on the verge of a civil war, the actor confessed. And what was Edgar, a diplomat's son who once dreamed of being the UN Secretary General, doing at this time of crisis? Making out with twins on national TV. In the wildly popular telenovela Costa Rica, he had rocketed to fame as a poor street vendor in love with two women he didn't know were twins, both played by Marisa Roman. We can't say for sure what drove Edgar to pursue acting on TV and films after his NGO job. One thing's for sure, the star never dreamed of being an actor. I was a journalist. I've always liked cinema, but I didn't grow up dreaming of acting, Ramirez once said.
So I have nothing against it, but it's very refreshing to see that a new universe.
Nevertheless, the heartthrob won over hearts with his role in the telenovela. Even from his first professional acting gig, the star always had political and intellectual links to his work. Venezuelan journalist Carolina Acosta Arzuru explained that Costa Rica had a significant impact on the national population. Telenovelas are part of our daily intake in Venezuela. You eat 3 meals and watch at least one telenovela. No matter if they were pro or anti-Chavez, people continued watching. It was like national therapy, she shared. During its broadcast, the show became a hit among viewers due to its combination of humor, romance, and drama, with political and socio-cultural commentary. The show's success was a turning point for Ramirez, who had acted in a few independent movies but had qualms about introducing himself as an actor. Edgar explained that the telenovela walked hand in hand with one of Venezuela's most confusing periods in its contemporary history. It got the highest ratings of anything in the last 15 years or something, so it was totally undeniable. I couldn't not call myself an actor, he said. Ramirez's role in Costa Rica may have been the moment the journalist in him realized that TV and film play a significant role in shaping one's understanding of the world around them. From here on, the actor aimed to learn as much as possible about different people and cultures and therefore reflect the real world we live in. The heartthrob's big acting break came when he scored a meeting with British director Tony Scott, who cast Edgar as an unhinged bounty hunter in the 2005 action thriller Domino. The movie saw him alongside big Hollywood names like Keira Knightley, Christopher Walken, and Lucy Liu.
So this movie has been a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for me.
From then on, his career just kept soaring, and it's because of the research and effort that goes into Edgar's characters. In Domino, there's almost an animal ferocity in him, says director Pete Travis, who cast Ramirez in the political thriller Vantage Point. He has the ability to be a kick-ass bad guy, but also to be very vulnerable in a way that doesn't seem melodramatic or cheesy. Edgar manages to make it seem very real, Travis added. Paul Greengrass, director of The Bourne Ultimatum, agreed that the depth Edgar adds to his roles makes him such a great actor. According to Paul, the actor's strength is that he's morally ambiguous in his work. His is a face that gives nothing away yet is full of possibilities, and that's what makes him so exciting to watch, the director said of Edgar's acting. While many know him for his guns, we mean both the weapons and his magnificent physique, Ramirez is not quick to label himself an action hero. The way the actor approaches his characters isn't to be the ass-kicking protagonist, but to build a unique personality, even when acting in an action film. Their circumstances are very different, and the backgrounds from which they unleash that violence, that aggressiveness, come from totally different places, the 46-year-old explained. The same applies to his other roles. Like the fun-loving dad in Yes Day, Edgar takes special care to build a new personality for every character, so they're all unique. According to the Heartthrob, his role in Carlos was pivotal in his career. The historical miniseries was made in 2010, the beginning of the era of high-quality television series. According to Ramirez, the role allowed him to explore his character more than the short duration of films allowed. Other key roles include Hands of Stone, because his role as a boxer required him to transform his body and allowed Edgar to live in Panama for a while.
Such a great film, I'm very proud of it. It is tender, it is heartbreaking at the same time. I'm very happy to be part of this film.
The actor also enjoyed playing Johnny Versace because it was interesting to see how much of a family guy Versace was. I am also very attached to a film I made with Juliette Binoche, A Cœur Ouvert by Marianne Lane, the story of a married couple where I played an alcoholic. It's a relationship of codependency that explores the nature of love, Edgar shared. There is only one niche that the actor will stay away from, anything that has to do with Pablo Escobar. It's not because he feels the narrative is overdone, but rather because it would put him in an awkward position. There are great stories to be told in the narco world. The only reason I have turned down those roles is that my family and I were victims, Ramirez shared. The first time he saw his father cry was after a family friend was gunned down on Escobar's orders. I had friends who had been chopped in pieces, people who had been kidnapped. You see, right there, you hear me talking. I will judge these characters right away, he said. Edgar feels he can't play a narco character because he wouldn't be impartial. The actor can't build a personality if he has strong feelings tied to the character. He says playing such a role would be anti-ethical to himself. Even though it's been over a decade of experiencing Ramirez as an established actor, it's clear the journalist within still greatly influences his life. From how he describes his favorite roles, we know the actor is still deeply rooted in learning more about other people and cultures. He uses the knowledge he finds to show his audience the realities we exist in. Edgar perfectly explained his academic understanding of the media industry when asked how he immerses himself in his characters. He explained acting as a form of empathy and metajournalism. Preparing for a role is like investigating someone, and then there's the physical preparation. Building the character's body allows you to transcend your personal limits, he said. Not only is he learning more about others, but acting allows the Venezuelan native to discover more about himself, too. In his pursuit to learn as much as he could about the world, Ramirez became a strong advocate for gender equality. The star once gave a moving speech for the UN's #HeForShe campaign. His view is that gender equality is not just for women. According to Ramirez, the goal for gender equality should be to change the cultural paradigm that pushes men to unload their violence on their partners, instead of learning to manage their emotions. "This speech I gave on this 4 years ago at the United Nations is the proudest moment of my life," the actor expressed. Edgar's personal life is very wholesome when he's not playing sporty adrenaline junkies or the dad that says yes to everything. "I don't have an extraordinary life, but an extraordinary job," he once said. The actor loves to spend time with friends and family. "I believe that conversation is an art form," he shared. As someone who is all about learning and expanding his horizons, Ramirez is an avid reader and people watcher. He admitted that he could spend hours lost in a book or observing the people around him. He also loves a good cup of joe. "I am a coffee addict. In Venezuela, the Italian community is so strong that there is a Gaia espresso machine even in the smallest bar in the most remote village," Ramirez said. The dreamboat is super into fashion too. Well, he did play Versace after all. He once said that he likes it because he enjoys history and fashion is an expression of time. The actor feels that in 50 years' time, future generations will be able to look at our clothes and understand how this society functions. "I don't think fashion is a superficial phenomenon. Rather, it is a form of anthropology," Edgar explained. The Los Angeles Times newspaper branded this Hollywood hunk a professional chameleon because of his range, not just as a performer, but as a person. From telenovelas to action films, Edgar Ramírez seems to have a gift, or a curse, to strive to reflect the messy, conflicted world he knows through mass-market entertainment. The journalist turned actor deeply appreciates humanitarianism and the byproducts of people's existence. His profound love for history and culture is what makes him great at acting. That's all we have for you today. As always, thanks for choosing us. Spread the word and don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell for more celebrity stories. Be well and be kind.